on the north currently, despite the level of insecurity that these perpetrators are family. That is that was what we got from from sorry, forgive me, from the NSA advisor to the president, that is Nuhu Ribadu. Or shall we move away from that and talk about the event that is not very popular? Of course, some of us may not catch it, but I'll give it to us. Few days ago, within 48 hours, the NSDC chairman, head, his term expired. I think he was about, yeah, his time expired. His year of service clocked, and he was as expected, statutorily in the civil service, he should retire. But there was a drama where he deliberately refused to hand over to the next ranking officer, who, and from reports, the next ranking officer is a southeasterner. And so he delayed handing over up until the time that uh, the presidency ratified his reappointment as head of the NSDC. Or shall we talk about, there are so many state of the nation uh situation to dig out tonight. But thank you very much, everyone who is joining into this program. Village Boy, I see you there. Making Kim, Guy So Chill, Regeneration, I see Generation Entrepreneur. Oh boy, I see you. Good evening, and thank you for joining in this conversation. Momentarily, Dr. Mo will be joining us in this conversation, so we would wait for him. We are waiting for him to join us. Hopefully, he will join us in the course of this conversation. But in the meantime, like I said earlier, request the mic and let's hear your thought. Let's catch your thought on the state of the nation while we wait for Dr. Mo. For me, there is enough to talk about. There are loads of conversations that we can have around the state of the nation. Or shall we deal with the statement made by His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi, where he called, out the artificial reduction in the price of food, although the messaging was taken wrongly, but but ideally, the economic message, as an economist, if you are an economist, you would understand that message, that it was a message directly told the federal government to stop the artificial deliberate reduction and work on the real issues that will aid the reduction, ideally on both sides. What I mean when I say on both sides, I mean both on the side of the farmers and the final consumers, so that there is no burden, shelf to one side. Let the policies of government that treats these agricultural issues be intentional and one that interfaces with the reality of our food produce. Currently, I said few. It's almost 2 weeks now, and I wrote an article describing the drop in inflation, which is actually not a drop, but a reduction from. There was an argument about how the reduction, the drop in inflation, and I came out with my knowledge of economics to say no, this is not a reduction. However, is a drop in the rate, a stall rather, in the rate of which the galloping inflation continues. It's a drop. It's not a reduction in inflation, and a stall in the price can be a part of the conversation. Morning pause. In the afternoon, we bring you ACD art. And in the evening, we bring you, around 5 p.m., we bring you parliamentarian discussions as well. Yeah, so it's always a packed event for us in the Active Citizens Media Studio here. Yeah, Dr. Kel, thank you for joining in this conversation. Yeah, Mikey in Kim, thank you for joining. Also, HA, I see you there. I'm sure I mentioned your name earlier, but for benefit of doubt, let me send that greetings again to you, HA Zona. Thank you for joining this conversation. Luafemi, thank you, Luafemi Michael. Thank you for joining us as well tonight. Junkyard Nurse, thank you. You are an household name, and I appreciate your time with us on Active Citizens Media Program. Big Crypto, thank you as well for joining this conversation. You shall know the truth. Our regular listeners on our regular listener, pardon me, on our Sunday regular active media programs. Yeah, we are still waiting for Dr. Mo and others to join in this conversation. As I said earlier, please request the mic, come up, and let us have a preliminary conversation whilst we wait on our guest. Amir, I see you. Good evening. Happy Sunday to you. Although the Sunday is winding down already and we are going into a full-fledged week already. Yeah, so I'm wishing us all the best in the coming week. Anyways, um, yeah, Eric, I see you there. Kingsley, thank you for joining. Okay, okay. What is it gonna be? Why are we shying away from requesting the mic tonight? Are we overwhelmed? Are we tired? Gavortet, I see you there. All right. Please do pick up the request, punch it, and let's have you hop here in. I mean, on in the speakers on the speaker section rather. and hear you speak to Nigerians, share your thought, share your opinion, and give us acid ops on the program. Yeah, there are so many things to talk about. Even if you want to go beyond the shores, you want to look at the geopolitics, it's still, within the bounds. Since we're waiting, we can discuss all around conversation, geopolitics, Nigeria matter, and Africa situation. Yes. So yeah, yeah. Give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. This is still Active Citizens Media uh platform, and tonight we will be hosting Dr. Moses Paul, popularly known as Dr. Mole, the Secretary General of the Obedient Movement, who contested in the just concluded um, Abuja area council elections. We would be asking him all the questions tonight around the elections that went down in Abuja, the malpractices, the doctoring of the EC8 form, and the back end manipulations of the beavers, and of course the IRF. And for me, it poses a very, very strong question. Because ordinarily, prior to that FCT council elections, I mentioned that the ADC's outing and consequently the outcome will be a litmus test going into 2027. And now the question that it poses is this: Do we have, do Nigerians have a chance in 2027? And I hope Dr. Moses Paul were here right now. I would have led with that question. With and I think I would be asking him, with your experience, with what you witnessed in that just concluded elections, would Nigerians, do Nigerians rather, stand a chance in the 2027 general elections? These are critical questions. And it does not matter which side of the divide you belong to. Either you are APC, either you are PDP, either you are Labour Party, and either you are ADC, the current prospective opposition party. It does not matter which side of the divide you belong. What matter is is the nation on the right path? Are we not delving into the aqua of the abyss as a people? These are the questions tonight. With, that would be that the conversation with Dr. Mo would be generating. From me personally, I would love to know, after the event tonight, after 120 minutes of this conversation, I would love to confirm and see my position as a Nigerian, as a citizen, and as an electorate. Yeah, if actually my vote will count, and if actually Nigerians would come to see 2027 as penultimate going forward. Personally, as a person, I often emphasize that 2027 is key to the existence of Nigerians, or rather, on the other hand, or shall we say, on the flip side, non existence of Nigerians. Because I think that if leaders that are not necessarily for the people are allowed to consolidate power, it becomes very difficult, or rather, let me not be prudent with words. Let me be extravagant with my words. It becomes a situation of non-existence for Nigerian people when we have political opportunists, more of them occupying our corridors of power every now and then, particularly consolidating power in 2027. What does that pose for you as a person? I think you should sit before a mirror and ask this question while you have your eyes wide open, staring into yourself in the mirror. What does 2027 pose for me? Particularly after you have listened to Dr. Mo and his account of the events that characterized that unforgivable electoral process that was marred completely by everything um, corrupt. Everything corrupt. Personally, for me, from where I stand, yeah, everything corrupt. From the delay of the transmission, deliberate delay of the transmission, which of course should have been, an exercise to prove or to test the new laws, the new 2026 amended repeal electoral act, where we said, so I mean, the Abuja elections would have given us some um, perspective on either the profile would be the thing. I mean, would be the major, while the real act itself, I mean, the real clause where of transmission will become secondary. Because mostly situations where you have profiso inserted in clauses of either constitutions or acts, over time, the profiso becomes the law, while the original act itself is relegated to the background deliberately, just so that politicians can have their way. Yeah. So for me, that elections would have been the exercise for independent National Electoral Commission to put into test either we'll be relying on the proviso or the transmission would work indeed. But unfortunately, just as it were peculiar with 2023 general elections, we witnessed the deliberate holdback of the transmission from the polling unit to the IRF. And of course, we were seeing results being displayed, trickling in on social media, results of polling units on different from EC8, but we weren't getting real-time transmission results on the IRF, and many complained about that deliberate um, machinations to manipulate the process. And indeed, it was manipulated. I'm getting information that in a few minutes we would have Dr. Mo joining us in this conversation. Thank you very much. Tony, I see you there. Thank you very much for joining us. That's my big brother there. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, let me welcome those that I have not mentioned. Eric, Igbins, thank you. Mr. Upright, thank you for joining. Umbik, thank you for joining. All right, in few minutes, Dr. Mo will join us and we will kick off this conversation outrightly. But in the meantime, let me get back to what I was saying about how the Abuja area council election would have been, the proof test for high neck. But unfortunately, I, I, I think we are having a replacement of the leadership of INEC that we had in 2023, if not a better replacement for manipulation now, as we see it. Because I see no reason, I see no excuse tenable enough, to convince me that there was something wrong with the deliberate. With let me remove the deliberate now. With the delay in the transmission of that um, area council election, just less than 100,000 elections. I mean, voters, and transmission didn't work. What is that assurance that the election of a general election that will involve a voter registration of 90 million Nigerians? What is that assurance that we are going to get real-time transmission and that profiso will not be the order of the day? What is that assurance that we are going to be having? Well, after this time with Dr. Mo, I am sure that some of us will be repositioning um, our positions on the 2027 general elections after 120 minutes with Dr. Mo, because he will be sharing with us exclusively what went down in that election, those events that were behind the curtain, that went down behind the curtain, that were completely, how do I put it, hidden to you and I, but then open to the stakeholders in that process. And this is the reason why we bring prominent Nigerians and persons of stake on this platform, Active Citizens Media, to pick their brains on the matters of the state of the nation as it concerns Nigerians. Fellow Nigerians, as a citizen, I am weary of the times that we are. I am weary of um, the engagement that we are getting currently. And I'm weary of the current uh, occupant of uh, our corridors of power, particularly the apex office of our land, the federal government office, that's the presidency. I'm weary of the level of impunity that they allowed. I'm weary of the space that they have been given to operate without check. It is no gainsaying that, all of is fixated on change of government rather than change in governance. And I think this is why there is so many competition going all around rather than synergy of purpose. I mean, in purpose against these not very peculiar politicians that we have parading the corridors of power. These current politicians we have have gone on to the extent of blurring all of the borderlines of democracy. They they have completely. Well, let me hold my breath. Like I said, in a few minutes we will be having Dr. Mo with us in on this program. But while we waste rather, let us have let's take Tise and get his thought. Tise, good evening to you. You're welcome to Active Citizens Media. Your anchor, Jagun Jagun. Please it dropped off. Are we having network issue right now? Please, Tise, request again. Let's take your thought before Dr. Mo would join us. We are waiting for Dr. Mo. We're trying to reach him to expedite his movement down here. Yeah. In the meantime, Tise, please, on the state of the nation, what's your thought all around? Are you with us, Tise? Because I can't hear you right now. I think we're having a network issue. I hope that is not the reason why Dr. Mo is being held back. So I don't know why speakers are dropping like flies. Tise, let me invite you myself and see how it works from there. Please, guys, request the mic. Kingsley, I see you there. Good evening to you, guys. Bushy, guys, request the mic. Let's have a few minutes, you know, round the state of the nation before we would be taking Dr. Mo exclusively. Okay. Sister, are you settled in now? Go ahead. I can't hear you if you are speaking, Tise. You unmuted, but I couldn't hear you. Oh. I think we're having network issues tonight, and that is not good. That is not good. Eze Ejiaga, you also dropped off. Oh. This is not good. X is been like this for days, just punching people out on spaces. Okay. Eze, please, if you can, um, wriggle your way around to get up here on the speaker section, it will be very much appreciated. Tishe, I'm sure you are trying to reset. Please, if you can get your way back up here, it will be appreciated as well. Michael Azuri, thank you for being part of this conversation as well. Um, these are beautiful Nigerians. Hardline, thank you. Zubi, I will be calling on names before the room grow bigger than my capacity of calling names one by one. So I will be taking all our names as we join in on this conversation. All right, AB for sure. Thank you for joining. Nicholas, I am very grateful that you tuned in tonight to be part of this 120 minutes with Dr. Mo. We're still waiting for Dr. Mo, and I think we are incredibly behind time right now. If anything at all, Dr. Mo should be with us right now, right about now. Yeah, right about now. Keaton, thank you for joining tonight. Kingsley, oh, we have two Kingsley. um, Kingsley of Smart Ballot and Kingsley Otulubo. Thank you for. I hope I did not murder that name. Thank you for joining this conversation. Odo, Rose Lane, Real Omalua Bees. Thank you guys for tuning in, and our hate anonymous listeners. Why not tune in? It is active citizens media platform. No one should be anonymous. It is a media program that needs everyone to be, to be active on the program and not hiding behind the curtain. Please remove yourself from the anonymous and be part of this conversation. It is a media platform for all where you come, to share your thought and have the opportunity to engage with our guests that we bring on these programs. Remember that last Sunday we were opportune to be with Dr. Sam Amadi, who, um, I don't know how to describe it, but it was a swell time with him on the show. And personally, I gained a lot from him last Sunday. And previous, 2 Sundays ago, it was uh, 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 an event, an episode rather, of two great lawyers that joined in on the conversation, and a great political economic analyst, two of arms. Stella, am I correct with her name? And UC Maxwell. They joined us 2 Sundays ago, and it was a great event as well. We discussed all about, you know, um, everything that concerns constitutional standing on issues of the state of the nation as it concerns um, the uh, the electoral review that we currently have passed into law, that was signed hurriedly into law rather by the president. Less than, from information, less than 5 hours of receipt of that bill, the president signed it into law. I wonder what uh, the hurry was about. I mean, that bill, normally when it gets to the executive, when it returns to the executive, ought to go to the attorney general of the federation, who would review for legal implications. And of course, you'd go to the Ministry of Finance, who will review the financial implications of that act, of that Electoral Repeal Act 2026. But what we had few days ago, yeah, was that the president hurriedly, after the drama the 2 weeks drama, yes, precisely 2 weeks drama at the National Assembly, particularly, first of all, at the red chambers, where the Senate president, um, you know, stood down initially, section 60, clause 60, subsection 3, that, gave some semblance of credibility to the institution that manages the electoral process. All right. But Nigerians came clamoring, protesting and occupied the National Assembly for a callback on that stand down of Section 60, subsection 3. Well, they listened to an extent, called it back, but went into their chambers and deliberated on how to infuse a proviso in the in that section 60 subsection 3 that gives right to compulsory electoral transmission of results from the polling unit to the IRF. And that proviso is what necessitated, or what premised rather, that malpractice that went down at the Abuja area council elections. And this is why, consequently, we would be taking the accounts within this 120 that has been allotted. We'll be taking the account, the direct account, the first hand account of a participant, a direct contestant, rather, in that election, in person of Dr. Moses Paul, who contested, the aerial municipal, Abuja Municipal Aerial Council chairmanship election. He lost that election, but not on the ground of credibility. He lost based on fraudulent practices. That is not a loss to me. That is manipulation of results. So, just as it were in 2023, so we can call the Abuja election a snatch and run away with victory, just as it were in 2023. Yeah, Kenny, thank you for joining us in this conversation. Dr. Mo is yet to be with us. Anima Shaun, thank you for also being part of this conversation. Request the mic, guys, while we wait for Dr. Mo. It tarries in the moment, but I'm sure that perhaps based on some technical issues, is unable to find his way to us in the immediate. But I'm trusting that X will, give a cool head for Dr. Ho to navigate his way down here. So while we wait, let's have a request. Although I know that the request, Tise, I saw you on the speaker section just now, and again, transmitted in real time. And I'm sure that you will agree with me, right? Don't you think that is well against, uh, that young electoral act that I think that we should, be very joyous about and want to see how the new act play out?
Yeah, as regards to you know the results not being transmitted, I mean, if the result has even been transmitted, it's the form EC84. I understand is what is being sent to the IRF. I mean, the question I always ask is, what role is the opposition's agents playing at the polling units? I mean, because my understanding is that form that is transmitted, they also have a copy to be able to challenge whatever is done at the collation center. I mean, what role are the party agents playing in this?
Well, I don't know, but for from information again, I think there were some issues with um the oppositions and their agents in some areas. In some polling units, there were some shortfall of agents. Speaking about the opposition. The bin here, I